Hello my friends, per usual this is a post-recording audio, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So in the past on this channel, I used to give units creative names, Silent But Deadly, Brave Corrin, and I wanted to continue that trend. So this is also a showcase not just for Brave Corrin, but Brave Golvig too, or Endless Torment as I called her, as I didn't really have a proper video where I used both of them yet, so knocking two birds with one stone here. Ruler of Fodlan, Brave Edelgard, in my last unit, who is one of my favorite units right now, the Sweets Connoisseur, T-Scythia, who combined with her unit-only A skill and her nuking capabilities, absolutely disgusting. Okay, so for today, we're going to be fighting a demon. No, seriously, Legendary Alear is a demon, and there is no way that is a dragon-type unit. She's debatably one of the top 3 units in the game currently, and not just as like an Omni-tank, but in my opinion, as a unit entirely. So, Demon Alear's ability to quad regardless of player phase or EP is horrifying. She has her massive debuff in her weapon, which I just now learned about post-recording while going over her kit, is totally oppressive. Now adding on her C skill, giving her the ability to warp and her immense DR capabilities, you now have the recipe for one of, if not debatably, the best hero in the game. To which I can confidently say, this was probably the hardest legendary hero battle I've done, which I'm really happy about because normally I kind of just cheese these events with my Fates team. And on my Fates team I have Valentine's Leo, who inflicts the gravity effect on people if they're linear from him. I have Ophelia, Rearmed Ophelia, and Harmonized Azora. So that's just a lot of nuking, AoEs, and sadly, I couldn't nuke Demon Alear. She just had so much damage reduction, and even with the rearmed red Ophelia, I couldn't one-shot her. So I had to dig down really deep for the current strategy that I am using, which is 2 of the best nukes in the game, and then 2 save balls. Although I will say that Brave Edelgard is really proving that she was a really solid and well-built unit, and had an even better refine, because she's really stood the test of time. She's definitely been one of my favorite units to run in PvP, in hard content for PvE, and she's just performed really well and complements Brave Corrin immensely too with that damage reduction vein. And I just think if I didn't have Brave Edelgard, I would not have been able to have beaten this event. As you can see right now, Brave Edelgard is about to do the impossible and tank a hit from Demon Alear. Not only that, but she tanked 4, in one of them she took 0 damage from. That was a crazy moment because I'd run this event multiple times, and before this attempt here, I'd only beaten it once. And I had to beat Demon Alear with T-Scythia. I was actually able to nuke through her on player phase. But this time, I beat her on EP, and that was crazy to me. I think it was a combination of Brave Golvig's Divine Vein, then Brave Corrin's Divine Vein, and Brave Edelgard's tanking, just doing really well. And if she didn't proc the save animation, and if it was her tanking it head on, I think we definitely would have lost that. But I turned the animations back on so we can see T-Scythia's animation for the finish. And this is definitely a popular opinion, at least what I've seen in the community, but the T-Banner has had some of the best units of this whole year, and in my opinion, the game's history. So I decided I wanted to try to beat Demon Alear one more time, but with completely different units, and none of the ones that I just use on this team. Because these units are like the cream of the crop, and 4 of the best units currently in the game. So can I beat it with a completely different roster? Let's find out. Now doing that is a lot easier said than done. I really had to rack my brain up, go through my barracks, and just check all of the units I had to see who can really tank Demon Alear on EP. and there's not really a lot of them, but I was thinking it has to be a red unit. I tried my base Crom, who is one of my favorite units to run. He has a dragon effect in his weapon, he stat balls, and even with him, I couldn't pierce her damage reduction, and overall, Alear was really giving me a problem. I even decided to use Brave Corrin and not the other 3 units, and even then, with her immense DR capabilities, Brave Corrin was unable to tank Brave Alear, so it was time to bring out the big guns. Who else being the big guns, but what is most likely my favorite refine in the game, Will of Fire, Legendary Seliph, being the red tank that I need, and he's aided by Dignified Passion, Tea Time Sigurd. And they're both supported by the mischievous duo, Harmonized Dorothea, who's one of my favorite dancers in the game, and ready to serve, Tail 2. I know, Tail 2's only level 23, but she does have reciprocal aid. I just ended up forgetting she had it. Okay, so let's talk about Legendary Seliph. This unit truly has it all, which is such an unbelievable turnaround from what I recall Legendary Seliph originally being. Now, I can't quite count him as the best unit in the game, because he does not really support his team much, unless you count being unkillable under most circumstances support. But I believe Seliph almost has it all. DR up to 80% if he's facing a mage or a healer, a built-in miracle if he's within 3 spaces of an ally, which really isn't that hard to accomplish if you think about it. He also heals 8 hit points after every hit, which if you really want to stack it with the Mystic Boost Sacred Seal is insane healing capabilities and sustainability. Speaking of tanking, 3, 2, 1, Tea Time Sigurd had no business not dying from that hit, which is crazy. But back to Legendary Seliph. His remix granted him a disencounter skill, so now no unit is safe from him anymore, as well as a buffed B skill which allows for quadding and attack denial. Sacred Seal wise, he has a lot of options. I've had a lot of success with Guard 3, just that extra chance to deny the enemy any special that could pierce his DR has really allowed for him to tank and survive longer. But what really won me over in this battle was his synergy with Tea Time Sigurd. For me, I really like to run theme teams, so this would be a theme team. It's Genealogy. Tea Time Sigurd's special allows for extra mobility, and just a 4 cavalry horse is crazy. But enough of that. This is Legendary Sigurd at his best. Tanking Demon Alear. Voiceover gacha addict saying it's Legendary Seliph. And there we go. So if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure Demon Alear should have been able to take out Legendary Sigurd there. But because of his built-in miracle, it didn't happen. And now we're at the part of the battle where it's a bittersweet feeling. You fought super hard to beat that big boss, and now you got the cleanup crew. So at this point, I'm not saying that Tail 2 could have secured herself a kill, but the battle's as good as done. So moving forward, I want to continue this type of format for my videos. I really like the Fate talk that I have with you guys, and I want to continue doing legendary hero battles and things of that nature, and running fun theme teams for them to keep it interesting and giving people personalities and titles. See ya!